there. See, this is actually better than the Algier.
The only thing is you don't get the cool backdrop. It doesn't catch all the backdrop.
Well, we know what it looks like. It looks great.
That's right. That's right. Hi, I'm Jerry Welch.
Hi, I'm Herbert Midgley.
I'm Nick Carroll.
And this is the Friday edition of Whatever. We survived SmackDown last night again.
Yes.
So that's cause for celebration.
Well, how did we survive that?
Just barely.
Very. I was thinking of some things for people to hold up on placards for the SFA, Students for Aquaman protest.
Yes.
Some of them are kind of like you could put Republicans for Aquaman and Democrats for Aquaman, the various things. But then there's one, Aquaman's number 4. Stop treating him like number 2.
Yeah.
Sorry,
man.
Charlie. Aquaman is king of the 7th sea.
Yeah. Oh, that's good.
Can any of you talk to fish?
Yeah.
And then pre-hook Aquaman rules.
Yeah.
And then ERA, equal rights for Aquaman.
Yeah.
Oh, man.
Free James Brown, and in parentheses, he likes Aquaman. It's Aquaman, not Aqua Hostage.
Yeah.
Discriminating against Aquaman smells fishy to me. And then big stop sign says, stop underestimating Aquaman.
Yeah.
So how about that?
That'd be kind of cool. Now, I guess we need to call up and ask how to actually do a protest type thing. Because they actually had some protesters right across the street from SFA. Like on that one street, one sidewalk.
Right. Find out where it is, and see what I've got is you put big letters SFA with dots after each one of them, protest. Then put a little asterisk next to SFA at the bottom. Put Students for Aquaman want to stop the neutering of the cosmos' 4th greatest hero.
That's right.
Then everybody will log out.
No. That's in the fine print at the bottom. And by the way, Roseanne and I will be there tomorrow night. Just wanted to double confirm that. So,
Oh, cool.
and opera. She's never seen an opera before.
Well, I went last night. It is incredible. I liked it. Now the one thing is you'll get out by 11ish.
We brought our candles so we can do that.
It's the complete opera. They usually do cuts like you do for plays. It's the whole opera. It's the whole opera.
Tourist delight.
It's great. I actually haven't seen a complete Mozart opera before, so I had that.
All right. Well, now she will have too. So you have SFA protest. Join us to protest the atrocities. To stop the atrocities, I guess, because we already said the word protest, right? Let your voice be heard. Defend the honor of Arthur Curry. And then put the time and date and place. So James didn't come through? Or was James even approached?
Actually, James wasn't approached by me. James approached by you?
No, I never. For some reason, it just slipped my mind.
Well, it's gonna. I want to run into James tomorrow because I want to watch him do Winnie the Pooh.
He's going to play Eeyore, a riveting performance. A donkey without a tail. Suspense.
Well, he can act like a Hollywood protester.
Yes.
That would be a new acting role for him. All he has to do is just spout nonsense and gibberish.
Yeah, he does it anyway.
Well,
pretty much.
And instead of hate America, he has to hate all air breathers, even though he is an air breather.
That's right.
But that's what it is.
Well, he rebel against the machine.
Did he say anything positive about Aquaman last night?
No, he never quite broached the subject of Aquaman for some reason.
Okay, well, if he's running for president, we need to find out about his Aquaman stand.
That's right. That's the most important stand. Matter of fact, anytime I have a serious candidate or something here, that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to say, we have an ongoing stance. Who's your favorite superhero? And they're not going to say Aquaman. Yeah. Then I'm going to say to them, why are you discriminating against the king of the 7 seas?
That's right.
He rules 2/3 of the earth.
That's right.
And he's too little.
And you've ignored him. Politicians for years have ignored the capital of Atlantis.
I need to come up with
capital of the underworld is Atlantis.
With a pro Aquaman website.
There you go. Matter of fact, would it be cool if we had SFA.com?
I think it's actually taken.
I know it probably is, but wouldn't it be cool?
Yeah. Well, probably not studentsforaquaman.com.
No, I know it's not students. It's probably maybe the college or something.
Well, it's not .com. It's .edu, but no, it's actually SFASU.
Right. Okay, it's time. This is my conniving hand here. How's that review coming along?
Right.
It's coming great.
Really?
I gotta find a printer so that I can print everything out.
You can't read it on the computer?
Yeah, I can, but I can't critique it on the computer. I like to.
Guess what?
Read.
Jeanette went to dinner and she printed out our entire design document. Had Kinko's print out the entire thing so she can bring it along.
Cool.
So I'm glad I brought it along. He had a couple of questions.
How many pages? Oh, yeah.
86.
And
growing.
That sounds about right.
No, it's got to be twice that probably.
Twice that?
Oh, yeah.
Great.
Yeah.
Yeah, it'll grow exponentially as we.
Oh, yes. It will be an all-consuming thing.
That's right.
Yeah, well, the weather changes off and on.
Yeah, was like almost freezing rain last night when I went home.
Really? Well, it was a beautiful day yesterday and that.
Yeah.
I mean, it was.
Got cooler and cooler.
Yeah, definitely.
By the way, I figured out what 2019 is. DM 2019.
It's not the year?
It's a year.
Okay.
That's the year in Blade Runner. As a matter of fact,
Oh.
I just got the Blade Runner DVD, and everything you see here is in Blade Runner.
Is it? Are you sure Blade Runner was 2109?
2019.
Okay, that's right. Because it was in the future, but it wasn't that far.
Right, right. Everyone saw us flying cars in 16 years though. So.
Yeah, everything they kind of have a half English, half Japanese or Chinese talking language.
Well,
or
it's like
something.
4 or 5 languages.
Yeah.
What they call it?
I can't remember.
Scrub or something. Anyway, but it's gonna take. It takes a long time for something like that to develop. I mean, more than 100 years probably.
Yeah. Well, the Klingon language took a lot less than that.
But no, I mean for a naturally,
No,
for
it
all
would have to be a
languages-
creative language.
Yeah.
No.
Well, I think their point was at the time when that was made was that the Japanese was buying up a lot of the country or something. Although, I guess is it still England that owns most of the. Oh,
The Queen of England is the largest landowner of the United States.
Okay, she still is. Okay. So, so I guess that's why English.
Followed closely by Nick Carroll.
That's right.
I guess that's why English is the language of choice then. I
Well,
guess.
yes. It's not because it's an organized language, but it's our language, and blast it, that's how it should be.
Right, more people in the world probably speak it than the language.
I don't know
Especially
Chinese. Well, I don't know, but now there's several dialects of Chinese. Between American English and British English and all that, yeah.
Well, I think more. I think pretty much like the
Spanish,
Asian
Chinese.
the Asian countries and Europe.
Asia is a mixed mash.
They all speak English. The kiddos all learn English. If you go to Germany, you can start speaking German a little bit, and they say, just your German's too bad. Just like learn English. That's basically true. And I actually had lunch with someone who lives in Germany right now. He came over to visit.
So what's he say about his cowardly government?
Well, he didn't. Well, he's American.
Oh.
He's just working.
Okay.
He's working in Germany. He's a performer.
Okay.
And he performs.
So did you guys hear
on
that
cats.
one more France? The France ambassador asked which side do you want to win, and he says,
said no.
I will not answer that.
Yeah.
What?
Yes.
Oh, I found out 50% of all weapons Iraq ever purchased came from Russia, 18% came from China, and 13% came from France. That's more than 90% of all the weapons from those two countries.
How many come from America? Is there some left that came from
Allegedly, a
America?
couple helicopters and maybe a tank.
That's
bought
it?
from America.
That's it?
Yeah, they don't have any modern tanks though.
Well,
if we gave them a tank, it wasn't a modern.
Because they were fighting against Iran at the time when I guess we
Yeah,
were
like
armed
in the
and sorta.
80s.
Yes.
So
So
that's
we
the
were
only-
just using them as an offsetting power,
The-
not as a
The
dominating.
only time that we would have ever supported Iran was after the Shah was deposed. In
Correct.
I should say, was to ever support Iraq was when the Shah was deposed. He was our, I guess you might say dictator. We supported that dictator in Iran. When he was deposed, there were no more American
I'm
influences
sorry, he
in
wasn't
Iran.
like Saddam. I mean,
Yeah.
Well, how is Iran right now? I don't even know.
Actually, the people are getting to be pro-American.
Yeah.
Really?
Yes.
A lot of the people are pro-American. The government is.
The government sure
so.
is.
Yeah.
And that's why there's always a difference between the nation and the government. When people say this isn't a Christian nation, no, I'm sorry, it is a Christian nation.
It's not a
It's just not a
Christian
Christian government.
Yeah.
Well, like I always thought the people in Russia always had some decent feelings about Americans. It's just
Yeah.
communism.
I mean, stir as heck like blue jeans. Yeah.
I mean,
You know,
Oh,
McDonald's.
serious.
You know.
so
Although, over there somewhere, they attacked some McDonald's. In France, they were attacking
Yeah.
McDonald's.
Of course.
Yeah.
guess what? It's shut down. They have no more Big Macs for
Stop
them.
calling them French fries. You know, stuff like that. So.
I mean, it is ridiculous. I mean, I think it's kind of ridiculous also that one person put a bill up to tax. It was a tax wine, French wine.
Yeah.
I mean, what's that
Why
going to
not?
Well, I mean, what's that
Go
going
for
to
it.
do?
Huh? It'll slow down the import of wine from France. Every little thing. Hey, at least we're not saying we don't back them in a war.
Yeah, well,
That's something way
Germans
worse.
boycotting us too. So.
What's Germany doing?
They're now going to be boycotting our products.
Oh.
Okay, so.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, but when it
What
comes
goes around
down
comes
to it,
around.
we are the largest consumer nation in the world, so
Yeah.
it'll hurt them worse than it'll hurt
Yeah,
us.
Germany's probably the biggest economic superpower in Europe, but
Yeah.
I mean, we don't fear France necessarily.
Matter of fact, it's
in
gonna
economic
hurt
power.
them.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm sorry, we're not going to give you any of our money. Oh,
Yeah.
ouch, that hurt, huh?
Wow. So Germany has said that they're going to boycott everything.
Yeah. Well, not like Germany as a government. No, people in Germany are basically going to boycott Russia.
They never last.
Yeah. And no offense, but I mean, they are the ones to be talking about.
Yeah.
I mean, we should be stopping dictators. They should be top of the rung to stop dictators to make up for their past mistakes.
We've had probably about one nation, on average, one nation a year in the last century become a democracy.
Well,
less than a dozen democracies in 1900, over 100 democracies of some form by the year 2000.
That sounds pretty good to me.
80 countries, true free democracies, another 20 or 30 partial.
Now, is Iran technically a democracy, right? But one person runs.
A partial democracy. The problem is their democratic government can be overruled at any time by
theocratic ruler.
By the ruler, yeah.
Now, Iraq is that also hypothetically? They call it that. But
yes, but it's like North Korea is supposed to be a democracy too.
Back in Russia was Russia.
They control the elections, and
the Soviet Union, was basically.
Yeah, but I go in the garage, go rum rum, but that don't make me a car. So.
Yeah.
Even though I claim to be a Lamborghini, I'm sorry.
Are you sure?
Right.
You sure about that?
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay, I agree. Yeah, that's the thing.
He's a Welsh coup.
That's right. I'm a little tired today, so you have to forgive me.
Well, there's a lot to talk about.
Such as?
put
Didn't think
you on the
I'd
spot?
put you on the spot, did you?
There's always a lot to talk about.
Well, I've been visiting the Hannity.com forums. I went there.
What is Handy.com?
Hannity, Sean Hannity.
Oh, Hannity.
Yeah.
Okay.
Me and my slurring speech here. But yeah, I've been visiting his website for the last few months. I click on a little radio link and listen to his show. And I noticed that he had his own forums, and I'm like, a couple weeks ago, and I'm like, okay, I'll check it out.
Yeah, I need to check those out.
It's a bunch of, it's kind of like what Lock On was a long time ago, but a little bit larger scale.
With liberals?
Liberals just, yeah, I mean, it's a conservative-owned forum,
right.
but a bunch of liberals coming in, just, and there's little moderation. So I basically come in, I've shut a few people down, a few liberals down. So that's been kind of fun.
Jared, you need to go in there.
Well, yeah, I'll get some time, maybe.
Yeah, it's been educational, so I've enjoyed that.
Today I had to dub off a commercial to 2 different DVDs. That took a little over an hour, but I had to fix something too, because I tried to convert another one, I wasted 2 or 3 hours on that one, but I couldn't get the audio transfer, even though when in the simulation inside the computer it says play, and I hit play as if it's a DVD, and I hear the audio.
Well, that brings me something I'm looking forward to. They're already talking about this, and they may actually have
WrestleMania?
Yeah, WrestleMania. DVD players that play DivX files. As soon as they come out, I'm going to buy one.
Oh, that'd be cool.
Yeah, because if it's like $200 range, I'll buy one. I think
sure.
Yeah. I mean, DivX played on your TV. And can you imagine how? I mean, I never really did the math. How many hours or how many minutes you can fit onto a CD of DivX movies?
Yeah.
I guess it depends on what quality.
Well, that's quality, yeah. But like, I've seen several of those AVI. What are they called? AVIs?
What, DivX files?
Yeah.
Well, I guess I've
well, yeah, it's basically
no idea
AVIs.
what's the extension.
AVIs.
Yeah, I've seen some of them that are almost DVD quality.
Yeah.
I know it's not a regular AVI because it's only 700 megs.
Yeah.
And there's no way.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, they got complete. I've seen complete movies that are basically 600 meg range.
Yeah.
That look pretty dang close to. I mean, it's definitely VHS quality.
Yeah, you'd never notice any
After the
defect,
show, remind me. I'll show you one that looks DVD quality.
Yeah.
Wow. Great.
That good.
About 700 megs.
707 megs, and that's fit on a regular CD.
So they maxed out what they put onto a CD.
Right.
Yeah. Wow, that's pretty amazing. Well, I mean, if they could fit. I mean, for me, it'd be if I could fit some low quality DVDs on there.
But what's the next step, though? I mean, think about it. I mean, I guess they're already working on making that smaller too. I guess it all comes down to the processors, right?
Yeah.
Codecs and processors,
codecs,
right?
Yeah.
I mean, couldn't they make one 10 times more powerful? It takes 10 times more processor speed.
We'll find out.
Yeah. The thing is, I guess it has to have enough processor speed to decode it and play it, right?
Yeah. Remember that Amiga virus a long time ago you had, where it's like here's a multi-meg file that's compressed into 2 kilobits or something.
Yeah.
What?
Yeah.
Really?
Yes.
Well, it didn't actually do it, but it faked
well,
it.
Yeah, it faked it.
Yeah.
Oh, well, this was the most classic virus that was out.
It wasn't a virus; it was just a little trick.
No.
This was. I think this was like a virus. It was some download on the BBS forums, and that's bulletin boards for all those young folks out there who never actually dialed in.
The pre-internet.
Pretty much, that's what it was. And it was a thing you download, and what it would do, it said that if you use this, it will make your CD-ROM into a CD burner.
Oh, okay.
And then
did it run through the whole thing like it's?
And then basically you install a virus on your computer if you can open it out.
Wow.
So if you were dumb enough to think that some piece of software can.
Now that's something my mom would do. Well, I don't need to spend this $30 extra for
I'll
this.
just buy software.
I'll just get this free software.
Well, this was back in the P1.
That's like
days.
putting some gas in your car and changing it from an 8-cylinder to a 16-cylinder.
Yeah. I'll make my car a Dodge
That's
Viper.
That's exactly what it is.
Yeah, my little escort's gonna be cruising.
Oh yeah, man.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
That was, and then some of the viruses that I see they go out now, like basically said, like the class. Well, the class virus is may very well be in your computer. What you need to do, here's the software. Please turn off your antivirus.
Yeah.
And
run this software.
Run the software to get rid of the class or whatever you want to call it.
And some people are stupid enough to do it.
And so that's not only a virus, but it's social engineering in the same email. I said, man.
I had to shut, just on the tangent of viruses, I had to shut down my 2 Novell servers yesterday and bring them back up. I noticed that the definitions on them are like nearly 2 years old. And I'm thinking, I mean, it's a Novell system. I'm not terribly worried about viruses.
Right.
But I know that there's probably some viruses out there that will affect it. I'm thinking to myself, I can't believe that they've got these servers and they probably installed the virus detection 2 years ago and that didn't do anything. I don't know, I'm just sort of put off by that.
So are you still thinking about?
I'm sorry.
Oh, I see. You're still thinking about going to NT boxes?
I'm going to move over to an NT 2000 XP environment. Both the servers are 300 and 200
Now you're saying NT 2000, which one?
NT, well, whichever will run on it. Really, for those...
2000 will be the best.
If I'm going to run it on those two machines, it'd have to be probably 2000 or NT. I'd probably go for 2000.
2000 is better than NT.
Yeah, 2000 is a lot better than NT.
Yeah. And then, but the thing is, I think the budget that I'm being allotted for will allow me to have a new server and a new client machine. So if that works out, I'm going to get an Athlon XP server, probably build it myself, and then build my client machine myself. If I can,
You go Athlon?
Yeah, of course. Yeah.
Now, if you're going high end right now, I'd still get a Pentium right at this point.
I'd still go Athlon.
Well,
really? Just for the price.
A P3 should be
But they're only $20 a difference at this point. And according to Tom's Hardware, at least at this point, I haven't checked Anatech. Right now, Pentium's more powerful.
Yeah.
If we had to go,
I'll be
if
able
I
to
was in a situation like say for instance, I had a company, and I was going to be buying stuff, I would order P3 or P4.
I understand. That's like for this month, the last couple months. I mean, AMD's been ruling the roost for the last 2 years. Going to rule the roost again. I quite frankly don't feel comfortable switching to a Pentium 4 back when they're about to be slapped.
Now with the
I mean, when I'd buy these would be sometime late this year. But when I'd get a chance to buy them, I just don't think Pentium 4 is going to be competitive.
No, I don't think in about 2 months it's going to be competitive. Yeah. Next month, the first of the Opterons come out.
Yeah.
Next month.
Well, the positive thing about butterflies is that they fly all around.
No, they flutter.
They flutter.
They don't fly.
They flutter in the air and everything.
How's that for a save?
That's right.
That's what teamwork's all about.
See,
you get 3 guys together, it's just like one
One cohesive unit.
What were you talking about?
About my Novell servers, lack of antivirus, and how I'm going to upgrade.
How your computers.
I remember all that. Okay, now the Athlon chips. The one thing nice about the Athlon chips is that you actually have a BIOS that you actually can do stuff with, right? Versus the Intel, which you really can't do as much stuff with the
you can't overclock it.
And what's BIOS stand for, Nick?
A basic input-output system.
And that's been around...
Or setup, either way.
That's been around for how long? Ever?
20 plus years.
This is DOS?
Since the original 8086.
It was around when CMOS was around? I don't know.
No, yes it is. That's the software of the CMOS. You see, BIOS is actually stored in CMOS. I can almost remember what CMOS stands for, but it's an acronym. It's the type of...
it's the current mini operating system.
Yeah. Yeah, it's like It's like a static RAM, SRAM storage system. All the information that's stored in the chip is stored there permanently. And that's CMOS is the physical name for the metal oxide circuit.
Did we cover this Wednesday? We may have or not, or I may have talked to Quaz about this because I talked to that funny Canadian Quaz about stuff like this all the time. That 256 megabyte video card. We were talking about the memory. Why aren't there gigabyte video cards?
because there's no gamer application.
Well,
out there
I
that
know.
uses that.
Well, why not? I mean, the memory isn't that expensive these days.
Well, it's because the processors as well can't handle it. I mean, what kind of even a 3 gigahertz machine, how is it going to run something that has literally billions of polygons and these really high-end
so we need
amounts of texture?
We need 10 megahertz machine.
I'm not talking about billions of polygons. I'm talking about like
I
4,000 by
understand,
99,
yeah.
like 100 of them.
Yeah.
At the same time.
It's just at the current rate that we're growing.
Well, someone needs to kick it in the tail.
When we get to a 10 gigahertz machine, and that's my when we get to 10 gigahertz machine.
That's your sweet spot.
That a lot of things can happen.
Here's an example. Let's say you have a gigahertz machine and an ATI Rage.
1 gigahertz, you mean?
Yeah, let's say 1 gigahertz machine and a Rage
Silverhawk?
2. Yeah. And a Rage 2, ATI Rage 2 video card.
Right.
The video card is only going to be able to
16
process so much. Let's say you have a Pentium 1 60 megahertz machine and an ATI 9800 with 256 megs of RAM. We're not going to get a lot out of that video card. That's basically, you're seeing the processors and the video cards rising at comparably at the same rate. The video cards are running a little bit faster,
Well,
but they're still reacting off the processor.
Well,
speed.
but see, like, I don't know, if I was ATI, I'd come out with something that would just kill everybody, because you can link up 256
But that's
of
like,
those chips
that's
on
not
one
like
card
an
at the
order of
same time.
magnitude better. It's like, well, here's something a little bit better. Here's something
Well,
a
here,
little bit
let
better.
me propose this. Give me just a second. Okay, you have literally up to 256 chips on one card somehow.
Oh, sure.
Okay, they can do that.
Yeah.
Okay, and these are powerful chips.
Yeah.
Why don't they do like...
Why don't they
Voodoo
just do
did,
it? Yeah.
But put 4 of them on there, and then put each one of them 256 megs.
Sure.
At that point, you have something that's not stoppable.
It's-
That's going to cost $1,000 for the card.
I think that's what, or more. But I guess to them, that's what they look at, is it just costs them so much more for no one else
But
going to
if
buy
this
it.
is the ultimate, this smacks everything around, there's
I just
nothing
don't-
coming out.
I just don't think that's how the market works. I don't think people do
No, I'd get one.
I don't. Well, I would get one too if I could. But I'm just saying that I think the way that it's just the way competition works. Well, let's just spend a little bit more to make something a little bit better and sell that. And instead of let's build something that's an order of magnitude better.
It's my thing. And I was talking to some people on that Goonie town.
Yeah.
And I was talking to them about virtual reality program, stuff like that. I
One of
said,
the
"What
guys
would you like
that works
about
for
stuff?"
Goonie Town worked for me, by the way.
Oh, you're kidding?
Yeah,
I
in
probably
college.
insulted him. if his name's Fire too.
I don't
he
know what
speaks
his name
French.
was.
That was his name, right? Fire 2?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's it.
His name was Steve, a.k.a. Fire 2.
Yeah. Well, anyway,
No, I don't know.
Yeah,
Flame
I had-
on.
Steve.
I had him crying basically. Anyway, another section was talking about programs, stuff like that, and he said, "Well, no, you'll never see something like yours described as far as software."
No,
Because
we're seeing it now. I'm
No,
sorry.
what he said is
we see it
Well,
now.
but he says companies like you said only go out marginally just to beat the
Yeah.
other people. But it's my understanding, it's my
Yeah.
policy that if I were head of a company like that, we're going to squeeze every bit out of it, and we're not going just to beat everyone.
Yeah.
We're getting to the
I mean,
best possible.
because I know one president of a corporation that doesn't want to merely just come out with a product that has an incremental increase. He wants to come out with
stomping power.
Yeah. So, but one president of a corporation I know
That's cool.
has that policy, so I understand.
I
that.
like him.
Yeah.
That's how it should be. Now
Yeah.
that guy will be successful.
Yes, I believe so.
Now, what was the name of that? One of the first laptops. Got it.
Compact.
No.
We got it right over here now.
No, I think he was originally
compact
from India. He just recently died.
Yeah.
Yeah. The deal with him, this was his mistake.
Osborne.
Osborne. That's right. He came out with basically it had a little tiny screen, but it had basically where you have 5 1/4 floppies and so forth. $1,700, which was a bank OLED at the time, but that was something
like
But it was
80 or
still
something.
good now.
81.
Because new computers were $3,000 or $4,000.
Okay. Now this was his fatal mistake. You know what his fatal mistake was?
Yes.
The Osborne. That's that term, right?
Yep. That's
He
what they
created
call
the
it.
Osborne 2 shortly afterwards.
And it
would
killed
be
sales
so
on the
much better.
first one. And what's bad is then he didn't have money coming in to finish the Osborne.
No. See what he did. He announced the Osborne 2.
Yeah.
Before he even sold any of the Osborne.
Exactly. So
Yeah, I was like, oh.
yeah. So
that's not too smart.
several companies have done that since, but he's like, I guess, the very first one in the tech world.
Well, see, what I would do is I would just incorporate as much as I can to Osborne 1 and shut up about Osborne 2.
Yeah.
And
until time it comes
Amiga,
out.
same thing. Amiga, right?
Nope.
No, that was
Amiga
different. That was
management.
sabotage. That was
Literally, I'm not kidding.
Economic
Mehdi
sabotage.
Ali, I still remember. On
And
my
his-
dying
what's his
breath.
cohort's name? I can't remember.
I
There were
remember,
two people.
There are two people, the president and Mehdi Ali, who was the
Like
chairman of the
advisor,
board or
yeah.
something. Anyway, both those guys, they would do stuff and purposely. They had the Amiga 4000 ready,
Yeah.
but the engineer said, "We will put this out." And he said, "No, that's too powerful. Put out." So they put out the crippled
3000.
version, the 3000. They could have had the 4000 out in like 88,
Yeah.
89.
Yeah.
something like that.
Would
That
I-
would have killed everything out there.
Before you process it.
Seriously. And
Would they cost a lot more than the
It was
3,000?
competitive.
Yeah.
It was a little bit more expensive, but it was competitive.
but it was
for what
between
did.
Apple and IBM.
The thing
But
is, for what it did,
it smoked everybody.
everything.
Everybody.
Because that was the first AGA computer, right?
Yes.
And instead of
What?
4,000,
That was the first AGA?
Yeah,
Yes.
instead of 4,000 colors, 200 and some odd- 50,000 colors.
Yep. And IBM at that point was at 256 colors.
Yeah.
Did they have like something equivalent to Photoshop for Amiga?
Deluxe Paint.
Deluxe
Deluxe Paint.
Paint.
Get this.
Yeah.
I had a $250,000 Quantel paint box,
Yeah.
and I could do more animating stuff in my Amiga 500 than I
Yeah.
could in my Quantel paint box.
Yeah.
Is that sad?
Yep. And maybe 500 was maybe $1,000 per
No.
computer, or less than
No,
that.
it was $599.
$599. That's
Matter
right.
of fact, the Amiga, that's why I thought when I heard them, I thought it was based on the price because the Amiga 500 was $599, the Amiga 1000 was $1,099, the Amiga 2000 was $2,099, or maybe $1,999 or something like that. But I mean, that's what the pricing was. I said, okay, well, what happens next time? You know, you get cheaper.
Yeah, I still wish I had my Amiga 600 and 1200.
That thing was just too cool, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Oh man.
Yeah.
How much do those things go on eBay?
I don't know. We'll find out.
We'll
find that out.
To be the richer guys.
We'll report that on tomorrow's show.
Yep.
Looks like we'll have to cut
Yeah,
this
put a
one.
3.0 gigahertz processor on
That's right.
Nick,
I guess
yeah.
we're at about the end of the show. Anyway.
No.
it. This is the
We
hour.
got an hour.
Oh my
Friday.
God, that's right.
No,
It's Friday.
The fun continues, Nick.
Okay, sorry.
I know. I predict what Nick wants to do. He needs some liquid.
I need some
refreshments.
Dr. Pepper.
He needs
I
some
got some
beverage.
Pepsi over there. Do you want some Pepsi?
No.
Wait.
No.
Let me see.
I'm thirsty, and he's
Oh, I
taunting
know.
me with.
I finished drinking mine.
Yes, the devil drink is gone.
I got some water here.
Hey, what about water?
You want some water?
Water?
It was a water fountain.
I'm not in the desert.
Go get you some water.
I'm not hunting Iraqis right now. I don't need none of that water.
I remember. This was probably one of the crummiest movies ever, but it was funny. It was called Cabin Boy.
Remember that?
Oh, yeah,
David Letterman's only movie appearance.
Chris Elliott was
Chris
it.
Elliott, yeah.
And actually, the reason why he did that was because Chris Elliott was having problems getting the movie.
Yeah.
He said, we'll get David Letterman in it. We will finance the movie. And so he did a cameo to
Yeah,
just
yeah,
help him
cool.
out. But basically...
But he was goofing up the whole time he was doing it. Yeah.
But basically, he was on. They kicked him off the ship, and they said, "Oh, here's some sour milk," and so forth. He said, "Well, what do I do when this gets out?" And he said, "Is it true that if you if you drink seawater, it makes you go crazy? You're gonna salt in it?" He said, "I never heard that before. That's water, ain't it?" You know, it was. I'm not doing it justice, but that was like one. That was the funniest line in that whole movie.
Cool.
Yeah.
It's water, ain't it?
That's crazy. It's what? No.
Yeah, David Letterman's only big movie appearance.
and he did that to help his friend out, so you gotta like that. I mean,
Yeah,
sure. And you can tell he had fun, but he probably showed up one afternoon, shot everything.
Yeah, just shut up. All right, come here, Ken.
Yeah, that was a.
Yeah, I like David Letterman better than Jay Leno.
Yeah. Yeah, I've
I
always
guess
liked
because
Jay
Jay
Leno.
Leno
Yeah.
stabbed him in the back.
Yeah, well, I've always liked Jay Leno, but I mean, I personally wanted David Letterman to take Johnny Carson's place.
Well, I
I
did-
love Johnny Carson. I
Sure,
thought he was
but
involved.
I hold things like this against people, I guess. I don't
Yeah.
know why. Besides, I like David Letterman better as a comedian.
Yes.
But if not for Dave Letterman, Jay Leno wouldn't have got a start because when
Yeah.
Dave Letterman was hosting Johnny Carson, he got his friend Jay Leno on there every time he was on there.
Yeah.
Then on his own show, he would let Jay Leno get on there as
Yeah.
well. So he was helping bring up Jay Leno's popularity, and then Jay Leno stabs him in the back.
Yeah.
I don't trust people. I don't like
Yeah.
people like that.
Yeah, I've always liked David Letterman as far as his
Doesn't he seem like just like
quick
a
wit,
yeah,
sense of
quick
humor,
wit,
just-
and
I
you
know.
see him right after 9/11. They should have gave that man an Emmy.
What?
His show today says, "Look, I don't know where we should be laughing or crying, but I'm not going to let those
Yeah.
DBs
Yeah.
get away with ruining our way of life." I mean, he went on his monologue. It was like 15 minutes off the cuff.
Yeah.
It was beautiful.
Yeah.
And I mean, you're going, yeah.
Yeah.
Well, you just don't know what. I mean, after that 9/11, you just know what to say, Harley. You know?
Yeah.
And
I
Yeah.
did. Take some heads.
That's right. Heads
Put
will
them on
roll.
the Golden Gate Bridge.
Yeah.
You know?
You know, the situation we're facing in Iraq now reminds me of what we were facing in Afghanistan. All the reporters like, now we're doing so badly, we're being bogged down.
Always.
And,
Why do they always do that?
yeah.
Is
yeah.
it they really think there's a chance we'll lose?
Yeah, a week later, you know.
the problem is this: is the sitcom TV mentality.
Yeah.
Everything can be solved in an hour. You know,
Yeah.
every war can be done in,
Yeah.
in 30 minutes
Yeah.
or 2 hours.
There's not a government official that said this war would be over in 2 days. The closest they can find was Dick Cheney 3 days before the war said this could take weeks instead of months. That's the only any official person, government or otherwise, that has said this could be over quicker than we think. But weeks, not months, not 2 days.
Well, Dick Cheney's not in the military chain of command, you know that, right?
But I know, but he's just saying that this is not going to be a Vietnam situation. That's all he was saying. If you take his words into context, all he's saying, this is not going to be something that goes on for months.
But
and
we
years.
haven't even had 2 weeks yet.
Exactly.
We're 1 week and a day or two, right?
Yeah.
Like 98% of all airspace is totally ours. I mean, there's like 2 airfields in all of Iraq where we haven't taken over yet. Actually, H1, H2, and H3 we
got
control.
H3 and H2. I know that, and I know there's
Maybe
more
H1.
H1.
Okay, yeah, H1, H2, and H3, the only 2 airfields and areas, military areas where they can launch Scud attacks against Israel.
Well, I heard that this is going on also. That they have gamers that's actually controlling these airplanes.
Yeah.
Yes.
So pretty much.
Matter of fact, I downloaded some.
Fatality.
Yeah. Leaflets. Did you see those funny leaflets? The first Counter-Strike generation. That's for the Counter-Strike generation. Or something like that.
You know, if they had that type of, and they will probably have that, and they can do that now. They can have little small model airplanes and have some people control them.
Yeah.
And with the Unreal Engine.
After tonight's show, let's download Fatality's game against Seapence. It's basically, if you want to see someone like totally own an Unreal Tournament 2003, it's incredible. It's like a 20-minute thing. But just so you can see, I mean, it happened recently in San Antonio or Dallas.
You said own?
Own.
Oh, I thought you said not be owned.
Not be owned. No.
Watch me.
Yeah.
Okay. All right, so you said owned. Okay.
Owned. Well, you would be owned.
Oh,
technically,
that's what I thought you said.
I got on a server today. A little break between it. And
I'm loving this game, Jerry. I'm having more fun with it. Yeah.
It is. It's a good game. And there's this guy named Snake Eyes. He's the admin there at this place. I didn't know that at the time. But anyway, it's like he's on the team that has 7 and we have 4. That's like on teams. And he's saying, shut up before I kick you or something. I'm saying, pardon me? I said, you see how many people on there? He said, the points don't matter. I said, points don't matter. Then you'd be on my team, wouldn't you?
Yeah.
The one you make it fair. I said, this doesn't speak well for your server.
Yeah.
Anyway, he just kept going on. He said, look, this is the place to play, not talk. He said, I'm fixing to ban you. I said, well, I'm fixing to take you off my favorites. I said, everyone I talk to about UT2K, I'll be talking about your servers. And
we'll even say online, never to visit Snake Eyes' server, because he's not fair.
Seriously?
Yeah. Well, it's like that one day.
It's like a 15-year-old kid, and he's got a server, and they're winning.
Yeah.
He's got 7, they've got 3 or 4. Yeah. So it's like, I don't need you.
I remember once I logged in.
He kicked me. Austin, you've been forcibly removed. I got back again. He said, what? How'd you get back? I said, I rejoined the game. Duh.
Yeah.
Anyway,
just because you tried to kick.
He kicked me again.
Yeah.
And I changed my name. Snake Eyes is my...
Snake Eyes.
He didn't kick me. He didn't know it was me. So I just played along with that.
Cool.
As if I ever wanted.
There's kick and there's the word kick ban. If you only knew about the word kick ban.
Sure. Well, he kicked me.
Well, there's that one time I logged in. I think I saw favorites and I went to the main list and saw you on there and I thought, let me just change my name to Bobo or something like that. So changed my name to Bobo, logged in on the server as a spectator, and I saw you against like 2 or 3 people.
Bobo.
Yeah,
I hate when it's like that.
Yeah, so I saw you saying, hey, why don't you guys join? And they wouldn't do that. And then I basically waited a minute, and then I reconnected as Ultron. I said, hey, I'll play. And then you and I got on there.
And we kicked them
And we kicked their butts. They actually left.
And I said, run, you little coward.
Yeah. It's like, now it's a fair fight.
Yeah, I said, you guys don't do so well when teams are even, do you?
Yeah, you had like 50 points, and then all of them combined didn't have 50 points.
No,
even though your team was losing.
Yeah, but I can't keep track of the whole and protect the entire thing.
Yeah.
The entire map. My box was sitting there, and that map...
Was it Chrome?
Chrome. Yeah. And my bot was at the end of the thing, just in place.
Yeah.
I kept shooting her, trying to get out of the way, and she'd go like this and go back, and then
I mean, and they can't go get the flag. If you have the flag, last thing you want to do is run into the enemy base where you got their flag, and then try to, it's bad.
I don't know.
It was hilarious. I don't know.
It was so funny.
I thought it was kind of funny logging in and just even up the score.
We even up with toasting them.
I guess we need to get how good are some of the folks in the game club? Is anybody really good at UT in the game club?
No, I kill them all.
So you're the only one.
Your
fatality there.
All of them combined, I waste them all.
Oh, we should do that next time.
I'll waste all of them.
Well, here's what we need to do: is next time we have a game club, make that the protest day.
Yeah.
Oh,
We protest at Morning Gaming Club.
Incidentally, our next gaming event isn't this Saturday. I think it's the following Saturday.
You sent me an email from
Lance. From
isn't that weird?
Yeah, they changed their thing. They actually was sent to Amit. Amit runs the listserv, the mail listserv for the gaming club, and so Lance knew about the gaming club because we told him. So he basically sent a message to Amit or to the gaming club, and Amit basically published it for everyone. So I basically captured that and sent it to you, so you know.
One more time, I've asked you this before. What is the purpose of doing this?
It keeps my composition skills.
You're writing a chorale?
Yeah.
Choral?
Yeah, chorale.
Chorale.
It keeps my composition skills fluent. Unfortunately, or fortunately, or I have a job, so composition just takes a lot of time.
Yeah. So something you have to work on all the time.
This is something that keeps my skills there. So when I actually have time to compose, I actually have.
I know you do.
So you're not actually encumbered by the process.
Well,
it's
like when you practice drawing something on a crummy piece of paper that you know you're not going to keep. You're just practicing drawing anyway.
Right.
Yeah.
This is sort of like that, maybe a little bit.
let me show you.
If you do need to compose another Herb masterpiece, you're not actually
This is like you
trying to
practice.
struggle. Yeah.
Okay, I'm almost through with all the wind parts. I'm going to
Wow,
test these
cool.
up over here.
Oh, you got to show our audience.
Yeah, and I'm going to get on his legs.
Exclusive first generation picks.
By the way, The Way of
Herbert
the
Midgley.
Assassin
Yes.
is going to be published pretty soon.
Yeah. Oh.
That's Chun. It's going to be $9.95. And I said along your thing, it said a friend of mine got the Assassin's Handbook 1, the reissue, and there's a page in there that looks like it's a dot matrix printer. He said he was disappointed in seeing that. I said, just pass along a note.
Wow.
It made me sad.
Yeah. So yeah.
Well, you saw. I mean, you agree with me, right?
Oh, sure.
Yeah,
Yeah, no reason.
I mean,
for that.
1980.
To retype that, you can retype that.
In 1980, even then.
Yeah.
You could have in the mid '80s. When I got my computer, you could have.
Well, I mean, in the mid 80s, if you saw a dot matrix in a self-published thing, you wouldn't be as
Right, turned
off as
But now, it's the level of technology.
Why does anyone have a dot matrix other than triplicate
What?
forms?
What's that again, Jerry? No.
You know, ironically, if you want to get a dot matrix printer, they cost a lot now.
Yes, they do. $300 for
Yes.
for an office level. And the only reason why you really want that is for when you're dealing with duplicate and triplicate
Yeah,
forms. for the
it's
transfer.
actually forcefully.
Yeah.
Yeah, the only other option is to print 3 pieces of paper for each thing.
Yeah.
Which
Actually, shouldn't be that bad.
Actually,
yeah.
yes, I would do that.
Yeah.
I mean, who needs
But
a
it's really inexpensive to maintain a dot matrix printer because a little ribbon. I mean, even if it's a $20 ribbon, that ribbon will last for a long time.
I tell you, the Image Writer 2,
Yeah.
I got those. They still run like tanks.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, I can't use those with USB devices. I don't think.
Yeah, because they're just serial. You can
Just
buy.
serial.
You can get a USB and a serial adapter.
They cost more than the printer.
Yeah.
Oh, I
like
forgot to
$20.
bring this back. Yesterday I got an envelope in the mail and it had a knife and it had everything in it.
Hmm.
I mean, it's silver and what do you call that? Anodized or whatever.
Yeah.
And on the side of it said Way of Corporation.
Cool.
It said $5.94. They're only $1.99 if you want to buy it. You have
Yeah.
to buy like 50. Cool. But I'm not going to, but I still got mine. I just don't have it with me or I was going to
Yeah.
show it to you. That thing is
That's
heavy.
right. Well, he who has the knife wins the argument.
It's got cords for it too.
That's right.
Is it a Swiss Army knife?
That's right.
Yeah, it is. It's like a
Oh no.
You know, the
that's
French don't have knives.
Yeah, they have a.
Oh, someone sent me a thing. Said, you know, France, they've banned fireworks now, right?
Oh, they have?
Yeah, because the west side were shooting off fireworks, and the east side French people were surrendering.
yeah.
Well, you know
Oh,
what?
poor France.
While we're over here, why not go over to France and Germany and just, take them over anyways? We're there.
The 51st and the 52nd state.
Who's number one? Oh, I got a thing there, and I was harassing the French people, right? I was doing it on purpose because I was want to
Yeah,
see.
you want to see.
I was want to see how they're going to ban me or how.
Well, how are you going to hack me? Because if they hack you, you then
Well,
don't see
that
it's
one guy
vulnerable.
said that he
Yeah.
did hack me.
Yeah.
So he said he did. I don't know if he did.
What?
Or not. Yeah.
Now, I've been hacked before on online chats, and I've had them reset my computer. I've had them give me a blue screen error.
Did you have a firewall going? Firewall going?
No, this is before the software.
Well, we don't
firewall.
want that happening.
Yeah. Well, I mean, the only reason why he could do this is this is a Windows-based, this is an IRC client, and it was not exactly a secure environment. When you deal with
You
IRC,
need to add that to our design document.
yeah, we're going to integrate
Some
IRC.
kind of security.
Yeah, because I mean, if we're going to use IRC, then anyone with the IRC client can connect, and they can take
Now
advantage.
we need to be able to modify it where you have passwords.
It's going to, yeah.
Allow so and so wants to join.
Well,
Yes
we're
or
not
no.
going to use like typical IRC. We're going to have our own IRC type thing.
Right.
Because if we use traditional IRC, people they know what you use a certain
IP
protocol you use when you're doing all that kind of stuff. So. Yeah.
Wow. That's great.
Anyway, I made fun of them, and all the French people left because they wouldn't answer my questions. One of them just told me to go to hell, and then left.
Go where?
Yeah. From a friend.
You mean you go to France?
Yeah.
You asked them to come to France?
You know, now they're willing to help. Once we clean up,
Oh,
they're willing to help.
They're not willing to help. They're willing to get contracts for their company.
Yeah, they're willing to
help themselves.
They're willing to take the spoils of war. They weren't willing to invest.
Now, let me ask this.
Not one contract.
Now, after from what I remember, some interview or something or other, basically after the war is over, we will get paid back some of the money by having some oil. I mean, we'll get some oil from Iraq or something.
No, we'll get paid for anything we do to help reconstruct.
We all go through OPEC to get oil. We don't get oil directly through Iraq, right? As far as I understand, there's like they all coordinate, all these Arab nations and all these oil companies. They go through OPEC.
But we don't get reimbursed that penny.
Yeah.
Well, apparently during the First World War, the Saudis gave all the petrol for free, all the oil and stuff for free. This time they're charging.
Wait.
The Saudis.
Are we paying too much for helping?
Could be.
And we are saving folks just like you up to 60% or more from their health insurance.
Yes.
We also offer the next dental and prescription drug options available in our program.
Oh man,
Really?
I'm fixing.
Telephone now for more information. Thank you. Now I know everyone has told you that they have the best prices and best coverage on plans.
Suckers.
Well, let you judge for yourself.
Yeah.
You really do.
Only a
Rates that only large corporations enjoy are now
Crank call.
for individuals, small businesses, and self-employed. If you would like more information at no cost or obligation, just pronounce and spell your first and last name.
Fred Tarkoplohisima. Hello? Hello?
Someone's at the other one and probably trying to spell that.
It probably was the first time anybody actually even said anything, so
Yeah.
the computer froze. That's what happened. First time actually anybody responded back and the computer froze.
Fred Tarkington. Fred
Yeah.
Tarkington.
I was going to get someone online and just sit there and talk to them.
Yeah, please tell me more about your insurance.
Are you short and ugly?
Yeah.
Would you like to grow taller? Tell you what, you sign up for my stuff and I'll sign up for yours.
That's right.
I've got these pills that will grow you 6 inches in 1 year.
That's right.
Man.
Please call in today. Pay now. Only
$19,099 $5.
Yeah, the French are trying to get in on this war, which, I mean, they could
No,
use
after
that
the war.
Yeah, exactly.
That's why I asked them online. I said, has France ever won a war? And they said, do you remember Piermont?
Something, yeah.
It's a battle. It wasn't a war, by the way.
Yeah.
I said, well, what
Probably
century
during
was
Napoleon's
that?
time.
Yeah, I said, well, what century was that?
Yeah.
Yeah, then you raised Napoleon from the dead, I guess, for him to actually.
Yeah, I said, Napoleon lost.
Yeah.
Oh, man.
Not one contract should go to the French.
That's right. Well, they've had enough contracts before.
Oh,
They've
got
the little
6
nuclear
billion.
plant. The country with so much oil must somehow rely on nuclear
Power.
energy.
So,
Yeah.
so basically, all the money that we're paying for this war is going to come out of America. We're not going to get reimbursed for it all.
Exactly.
Wow. Okay.
Well,
Yeah,
the country will benefit from helping rebuild the contracts with the government.
I read a quote which was attributed to Colin Powell. I can't tell you if it was or not. He basically said the only land we would ever want on foreign soil that we would ever take battle in would be enough land to bury our troops. Any troops that were buried, killed there or buried there. I don't know.
I'm sure they ship all those.
I know they ship over here, but I know they have memorials, overseas.
But I wouldn't want them over there either, because the graves would be desecrated and there'd be grave robbers.
Well, I don't think it was for graves. I don't remember the quote precisely. Allegedly,
some
it said
plaques or something.
the only land that we would ever want would be something along the lines like a tribute, I guess, to the soldiers fallen there.
Hey, we got a Jackie Chan movie on tonight.
Oh, which one?
Accidental Spy.
Wow.
I've never seen it.
I've never seen it either. I saw a couple of his other movies, his American.
I like Jackie Chan.
Very good, very athletic, and he's like 50-something, and still great shape.
Seriously, he was supposed to be on the World Trade Center on top shooting for a movie the same morning, and they got
Tuxedo probably.
Yeah, and they got behind on their shooting like 2 or 3 days. But he's supposed to be up there at 7:30 that morning and shooting till about 11 or 12.
The one person that might have survived could have been changed.
Yeah. just a broken leg.
Because apparently he does it all his own stunts.
Yeah. Okay, you will shoot me here, and I will try to dodge. Yeah.
Oh,
I will
man.
jump off a 100-foot building. You'll try to catch me, right?
Now, supposedly when this war was going to happen, all this terrorism was going to happen in America. And
Yeah.
so
Now
far,
we got Mr. Sheikh Khalid Muhammad or whatever his name is.
Yeah.
We shaking them up.
Well, I feel safer now that we're actually engaging in these actions. I mean,
Correct.
You know, what country in the world is going to attack us knowing they will be decimated if
Correct.
they try
If
that?
they try, if a country supports
Yeah.
terrorism that attacks us,
how long did it take us to take out to liberate Afghanistan?
About 2 months. 2 months total. Yeah.
A
it's
month,
like
actually.
a month was when the tide turned, and
Yeah.
2 months we owned the joint.
And
We had someone installed 2 months after we
Yeah,
got
that's what
in
it
there.
is.
And how many troops? I mean, it wasn't even near as many troops.
100,000 maybe.
yeah. And what's weird is like the Soviets were there for 10 years and they ran.
Yeah. The British
And you
were
remember what
kicked
the
out
press
years
and the
before
Democrats
that.
were saying right before then? You know, body bags, these
Yeah.
thousands of body bags.
Yeah,
because
the war's not being
these
successful.
guys have been fighting for 20 years and they're used to
Guerrilla
the cold,
warfare.
and they're used to the cold.
They never had
nursing.
access to bunker busters before, I don't think, or
the
small scale tactical nukes, you know,
Moab.
F-16s.
Moab.
They didn't have Mirage fighters, you know.
Well, I saw one thing on the news that made me feel sad. There was this gentleman whose son died, and he did this. He had a picture of his son. He said,
Mr.
"Look,
Bush.
look at this! Look at this! You killed my son. He'll never come back. You know, you kill." The thing is, this,
His son
there
volunteered.
ain't no draft no more, son. You know,
Yeah.
I mean, that's
Yeah.
life for stripes. And,
Yeah.
and there's no draft. I mean, he chose to serve in the military. I don't know.
And guess what? The main thing in the military is to fight and defend the country.
Now,
Yeah.
now was he a National Guard or I don't know.
It doesn't matter.
It doesn't matter.
He signed up for it.
He signed up for it. I mean, it was a choice. I honor him
Yeah.
for
Correct.
defending.
Yeah,
I'm
the
ashamed of
country.
his dad.
And
Or so
I'm ashamed of his action.
I'm ashamed of his dad.
I'm ashamed of his dad's action.
Not his action, no.
His dad's action.
Yeah.
I'm ashamed. That made me feel horrible. I've been thinking, you know, he.
He can't control his son. His son volunteered.
He's an adult. He signed up to defend the country, and he did that. And the world will be a safer place
because of him.
Because of the sacrifice.
Because of that sacrifice.
Yep.
And
You know, a lot of people,
The word sacrifice does not mean just whatever change you have in your pocket. You
Yeah,
know?
exactly.
A sacrifice is
That
something
means you give something you
that's
wouldn't normally.
vital.
Yes. I mean, a lot of people complain, why isn't the U.S. going through the world? We are going through. We went through diplomatic relations for 12 years. We went
And
through.
this is not preemptive. I don't care they keep saying preemptive. It's not.
It's
This
a
is a
first
follow-up. It's a follow-up because of the violation of all these things.
Yeah,
that
let's
we
face it.
stopped Gulf War 91 because of these agreements.
Yeah,
Otherwise, we wouldn't have stopped.
Exactly. And 7 years after that, we were kicked out of Iraq. Diplomacy failed when Saddam kicked us out.
Correct.
We gave him another chance with diplomacy,
5
and
years.
that failed again. 1441 affirmed all the previous resolutions that were broken, which did authorize military force.
now the thing is this: do you guys agree with me that the First World War? I mean, sorry, First War.
The Great War?
The First War, the First Iraqi War, was that they ended it. They could have ended it better. They could have resolved some issues.
This
I
will
know the
take a
mandates.
minute.
Okay.
This is a minute. Right, the mandates, and these were all the Democrats. We don't go too far now, but everyone else, like
Yeah,
the
we went there
Republicans,
for
we need to take this guy out.
Yeah.
I don't care if we upset his government, we need to do something to remove this guy at this point. Because you don't go in and attack
Yeah.
some guy's country and him just, okay, I forget it.
Yeah, spank on the wrist.
Yeah, he's going to come back at you some way, somehow.
What we decided to do was just kick him out of Kuwait and then do nothing else. Well, let's do sanctions. Let's do food for oil. You know, this and that. And
None
that.
of them worked.
Well,
Yeah.
the problem was this: after the war, I remember seeing a special on this, like Storm Norman. The Iraqi leader said, "Well,
Yeah,
can we use helicopters because our roads are broken or whatever?" And he said, "Yes." And,
Yeah, they
and
abused it.
They abused it. And the thing is this: was it the Shiites and some of them were hoping the Americans would back
Sunnis.
will back them, and
revolt.
basically that revolt was stopped.
Yeah,
It's pretty much as soon as it started
yeah.
because they didn't have any support.
Correct.
And so they do feel let down.
That's
So
why they're
that was-
cautious right now.
Yeah.
And-
But we didn't promise, from what I understand, we didn't promise to
Anyone.
help them win the war. We promised them if they won.
Yeah.
That's just my understanding.
Now, was
I
it
could be
implied?
wrong.
Was it sort of implied though? I mean, I don't
No.
know.
It's my understanding that we didn't imply that we would help them win. You know, that we would
If they
help
did
them
win,
after that.
Yeah, we would help them.
So
and
that
we'd
was it.
recognize
That
them.
was-
what's his name? Casper Lumber. I can't remember the name of the guy, but there's the name of like the guy that's supposed
I
to
hate
be
when
in
it
charge.
does that. That's just
So.
an evil thing.
Well, okay, so that's all right. Okay,
Yeah.
all right. Well, the thing is that it would be easier time now had that. Well, actually, this may not. The point would even be that there might not even be a Saddam in power.
Yeah,
Had-
but supposedly there was no mandate for us to do a regime change
No,
or,
there wasn't.
or attack him, only to get his troops out of Kuwait and then establish secure borders for Saudi Arabia, Kuwait, surrounding areas. The no-fly zone, for example, was not actually mandated by any of the UN resolutions, but it's something that America, Britain, and France enforced on their own outside of the UN. People complained that those were illegal because they weren't sponsored by the UN. But nonetheless, they were still actions that we did to secure.
And
the Muslims in the south and the Kurds in the north basically were to protect as well as the Kuwaitis and
this
Saudi.
time, folks were kind of thinking that there wouldn't be hardly any resistance going to Baghdad, but they were prepared, for the contrary. And there are.
Again, I'm not belittling it. We've only lost 24 troops versus however many thousand the other side has in a week of hard combat. This is unheard of before. And people are ragging that, we've lost 24 people. I'm sorry, you cannot get this level of combat.
There's only 2 Iraqi forces of the regular army that we've even engaged. Everyone else has stayed away from our troops. Our troops basically had a goal of getting to Baghdad and skipping some towns and going through other areas to get there. And so we had relatively few engagements. And we've actually, the thing about surrendering is someone has to accept the surrender and then take care of them. We haven't done that. We haven't sent people to intercept troops to accept them surrendering.
Jesse Jackson was on Fox News last night.
We passed them up to go straight to Baghdad.
No.
He wants to cease actions.
Yeah, he wants to stop the war, and he wants to make sure that we're treating POWs right.
Yeah.
You remember the Babylon scenario with a Babylon 5 scenario when Earth was just being attacked by the Mabari, and right when Earth was just about to be destroyed, they stopped. I don't know if you remember that part of Babylon 5. That's what Iraq 1 kind of reminded me of. Right there, we were just right there. Another 30 seconds almost.
Yeah, while we're there, why not?
Yeah, we could have gotten into Baghdad. Yeah.
And all of a sudden.
Well, it's because we decimated the troops so badly. There was a lot of international, I don't know what you call it, resentment for us killing so many enemy troops. Their military, they're designed to kill people. And
had they stood down,
we didn't kill a bunch of civilians. We killed a bunch of armed forces that invaded another country and killed other people.
Correct.
And now they're leaving because we forced them out and we killed some of them.
If they
we killed 3,000 Iraqi troops.
If they stood down,
no, the last one we killed way more than that.
Way more than that? Well, no, in that sea of
Afghanistan, maybe.
Whatever that road of death. What do they call it? We killed 3,000 people in that.
They're trying to get out of the country.
They're leaving Kuwait, and we killed about 3,000.
Well,
is what I heard.
That's fine.
If they would have stood down, they would have been all right.
Yeah.
That's all they had to do.
That's right.
Move the tank directions the other way.
But the thing is, the reason why we haven't had hardly anyone surrender is we haven't gone out to look for the surrender. All we've done with our troops is go to Baghdad. Destroy
Also,
all
realize we
military
put
targets.
ground forces on immediately, as opposed to last time when we
We did like a month of airstrikes before doing
nothing but airstrikes.
I mean, that was Desert Shield. It was basically a bunch of airstrikes and this and that. And Desert Storm was when we sent our troops in.
100-hour war.
By that point, they were already running.
Yeah. I wish this time we would have bombed them severely for a month. But I understand they want minimum civilian casualties.
Well, all they're doing what they call effect-based war. They don't want, say, communications in one section. They go after the communications. They don't want electricity in one area. And that's all they're doing. They're literally, instead of killing a bunch of people,
Scalpel.
They're literally surgically deciding what function of the Iraqi government military do they want not to work. Well, let's say in Baghdad we want to shut down. Let's say we blow up 12 of his presidential palaces. Boom! One night, all 12 presidential palaces.
Right. And they said the only reason that Iraqi TV was there is that they were keeping, they was making their press announcements every night, so all these civilian reporters would come in there.
Yeah.
To keep them from being bombed.
Yeah. Then they took that out. The only reason why Iraqi TV is still up is they have like mini transmitters, and it's really around Baghdad. They can't do it outside of Baghdad anymore. Right. They're just broadcasting intermittently through Baghdad.
And my technology is about a bazillion times better.
Yeah. This is the creme de la creme of what they got. So.
Wow. That's pretty amazing, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yep. Well, that is going to do it for today's show.
Bye, everybody.
Anyway, stand by for Accidental Spy with Jackie Chan, right here on KLNM, TV 482. Look for next Nick, you need to sing us a song, man.
Ding, 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 ding.
You're
Ding,
right,
ding, 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 ding.